visit piadvice.net.
Aww. Hey everyone, this is Andrew from Private Investigator Advice. And this review is going to consist of the 8 gigabyte voice recorder from TronicTang. And so the topics we're going to go over today are what's in the box. We're going to do an unboxing. I'm going to go over some functions and features. I'm going to talk about the audio quality. And then I'm going to wrap it up and tell you my final thoughts on this. So let's get into it. Okay everyone, let's go over the functions and features of this audio recorder. I'm going to kind of go down the list and kind of give you the highlights of this while showing you what the recorder looks like. Okay everybody, this recorder records in 2 different formats. It's going to record in WAV and it's going to record in MP3. The WAV is going to be a larger file, but it's going to be an uncompressed file, probably the best way to record. If you want to save space, there's a compressed file that you can use, and that's MP3, and there's 2 different versions of that you can choose from. The screen and buttons. So the screen is color, which I like. I've never used a color screen audio recorder before, and the buttons feel sturdy. Everything's kind of doesn't feel cheap. The buttons push in and out really nice. Didn't have any problems with that when I was testing. Let's talk about the speaker real quick. There's 2 small slits at the bottom of the recorder, which is where the sound comes out of. There's plenty of sound that come out of it. It's loud enough for you to hear when you're listening back to your audio recording. The recorder has a lock feature on it, and most recorders do, so I was glad to see this on here. Basically, you put it in the lock position when you're recording so it doesn't inadvertently get pressed to stop the recording if you didn't want it to get to stop. So basically, it just protects the recorder from turning off unintentionally. It has an erase button, so you can erase files from that recorder right from your recorder. It has a denoise button, which is nice because it'll get rid of some background noise unnecessary. Maybe it's dogs barking or something like that. Anything that's not directly around it, it'll try to reduce. An interesting thing with this recorder is it's got 8 gigabytes of internal memory, and you can expand that because it's got a slot on the side of the recorder for a memory card. It says you can expand the memory up to 32 gigabytes, which is a lot for auto recordings. This recorder has 2 jacks, which is nice because one's for the headphones you can wear, not only to listen to your recording, or you can listen to it while you're recording so you can hear the audio levels that are going in. And it has a microphone jack. And so if you wanted to use an external microphone jack, all you gotta do is plug it in. The recorder will automatically recognize that you're using a microphone, and the audio will be collected from the microphone. Another cool thing about this recorder is you can change the microphone sensitivity. Kind of like the denoise thing where you can get rid of the outside or the background noise. With this one you can reduce the sensitivity only to try to record what's closer around you. So you can make it more intense to where it'll pick up more noise further away from you, or just maybe you want to reduce it so it just picks up the conversation you're having with somebody. This recorder has voice activated recording. Basically you put it in this mode. You start talking, the recorder starts to record. When you stop talking, the recorder stops recording but stays on and waits for the next sound or voice or whatever for it to pick up and to start recording again. This recorder has A/B repeat mode. A lot of recorders have this. I'm glad this one does too. Basically, if you're listening to your recording, you can mark it with A. You press the button during the recording, it'll mark it, and then you listen to the recording more, and you mark again with B, and what it'll do is it'll loop that recording over and over again, as long as you want it to stay there. And then when you're done, just get it out of the A/B repeat, and you can listen to it regularly. The last major function I'm going to get into, I'm going to talk about a few more, but the last major one I'm going to get into is called T-marking. This is something I'm not familiar with. I never used it before until reviewing this. Basically, when you're doing a recording or you're having an interview or whatever it is, you can mark it up to 10 times during a single recording, basically by pressing the T-mark button. You just press it, and it basically will mark certain points of the recording that you can refer to when you're listening back to it. So if you wanted to skip through to the next one, the next mark, it'll skip to that. Maybe that's an important lecture, part of the lecture you were listening to that you want to skip to, and that's what you can do. Okay, let's get into the last, a bit of additional features. It's got a sleep timer, auto shut off, calendar, stopwatch, alarm, and auto record. Okay, real quick about the audio quality. I thought it was fine. It picks up my voice really clear. Within a few feet. Typical interviews, when you're doing that as a private investigator, you're typically around the person you're interviewing, which it was fine. The playback, it was fine. I listened to it on the provided headphones. It sounded clear. Me testing in my office, not a whole lot of background noise. It was fine. I walked and did it at different distances. Expectedly at a distance, it sounds like you're far away from the recorder. You can only expect so much from a tiny recorder. These aren't like big microphones. So I just want to show. I'm going to go ahead and show you now what it sounds like, so you can hear it for your own ears. And so let's do that now. Okay, guys. So I'm going to do the best I can to show you the type of audio quality that comes out of this thing. So let me go ahead and turn it on. There we go. Okay, and I'm going to go ahead and press record here. Test 1 2, test 1 2. The Private Investigator Advice website is the greatest website in the world. Test 1 2. So I'm going to go ahead and stop it now. And I'm going to go ahead and play. So let me at least put the speaker kind of next to my microphone here.
Test 1 2, test 1 2. The Private Investigator Advice website is the greatest website in the world. Test 1 2. So I'm going to go ahead and stop.
And that was that. Okay, everybody, here's my final thoughts on this recorder. Basically, for the price point of $39, as I make this video, I felt like this recorder exceeded my expectations. Most recorders that run around this price don't provide so many additional functions and features. So that I was really impressed by that. In addition to the recorder, they give you, the charging cable. They give you the headphones if you want to use them to listen to your recordings, but of course you have the speaker there anyway, so even if you don't want to use the headphones, you have a speaker there. So basically, if you're looking to record an interview as a private investigator, or you're listening to record anything else, this is a good buy in my opinion. I give this 2 thumbs up. So if you do decide to pick this up, I'm going to put an affiliate link in the notes of this video. And you can also click on the link in there that'll take you to the formal review on the website if you want to take a little closer look at it with pictures and my written thoughts on it. And always, if you enjoyed the video, give it a thumbs up and make sure you subscribe if you want to see more videos from me.